So, I guess this man, with only 2 career 300 games, he's nice and loose and very talented.
I think that's a very important point, Chris. You're absolutely correct. Once the guy gets by those initial first few frames, he can do anything. Let's see what happens.
Oh. No. Avoided the split, but he left the 4-7, Ron Bell.
Ron just pulls this ball to the left. As we said, the left lane in this championship here hooks quite a bit more. And you see he starts the ball just inside the second arrow. And most of his shots have been just outside the second arrow. On this lane in the first match, he struck 4 times and left a solid 10. So by no means has he lost where he should throw the ball. The grip of Ron Bell fingertip as he crosses the lane, 4-7.
Hypes. Almost shocked that one.
The voice of Ron Bell, right? At the line. Now here he is from Houston, Texas. Pete McCordic, qualified 3rd. You remember he shot the perfect 300 game to Wayne Webb's 249 and then lost to the eventual winner of the Los Angeles Open, Mats Carson, 234 to 206 per shot.
McCordic.
That was relief. Everybody expected him to, in his first shot, come up with a strike, and he did.
No doubt about it. We saw him do this 12 times in Torrance, California, 300 game. And it has to be going through his mind with all the hype so far this week, Chris. He's probably thinking more of the game than the match. So let's see what happens in the early going.
Well, he steered that one a little bit. Then he left the 310. So all that pressure, at least this game, is off Pete McCordic.
The profile has gotten quite a bit of print around the country in the last month. Pete McCordic, pretty nice push away, slightly higher than shoulder arm swing. Good deep knee bend, high follow through. The best part of his game is his finish at the line. The 310 split. Here he goes.
Got that luck. I'm not convincing.
All of us need a little luck in life, Mo.
What a terrific break, Chris. I can't remember the last time I've seen this. Watch the 3-pin. It disappears into the pit, 29 inches back. The ball double kisses it again. It's still in play. It's still in play. A pin can come back out on the lane, and it counts. Now, if the ball had come back out, it wouldn't have counted. So it's all going well for Pete McCordic. What a break.
Sneak punch in boxing.
Well, like a sneak attack.
The crowd seems so much in Pete McCordic's favor. Bell needs to throw a few strikes to silence them.
Yeah, shucks.
Came through with strikes at the end of the first match to defeat Dave Houston 214 to 205. The winner of this game will then go against one of our 2 left-handers, a man who's never won from Freehold, New Jersey, Parker Bone, 3rd, and then another left-hander, our tournament leader, John Gant.
Bell carefully wiping off all the oil or conditioner that is accumulated on the ball from the previous shot. Just takes a lot of time and preparation. Obviously, he doesn't do anything too quickly. From you look at the extra weight he carries around, he's trying to save some energy.
Open with a spare, remember, and then a double, leading by 10. And there you see the 1987 average leaders.
217, that's a whole bunch. It's much higher. Last year, 214 did the trick, so we see that upgraded scoring environment as you watch Pete McCordic, 3rd frame.
What Neville.
And a wry smile this time on the face of the 33-year-old native of Houston.
Most of the action comes off the left wall as the 2-pin. The 3rd pin on the left part of your screen drives into the 4-7. McCordic has it all going for him. By the way, Chris, he's using the same ball they used on the left-hand lane in that perfect game. He used a ball on the left lane, a different ball on the right-hand lane in Torrance. He's using the exact same ball on both lanes today. Let's see how he does on the left.
Coming up with a double, and the match is all even. And Walter Ray Williams will be more than up to the challenge next week in Milwaukee.
Very right, Chris. He has a good chance to win that $1 million. The house that he won at Kendall Lanes in Florida is very similar to what we have at the red carpet lanes in Milwaukee. And once again, that the Buckeye lanes in Cleveland. All similar establishments. Walter Ray has a good chance. Now here's Ron Bell. Match is all even.
Bell makes it 3 in a row.
Fair for Ron Bell. At the moment, leading by 10.
You watch Ron Bell, obviously gets the body weight a little too far forward, gets over the top of the ball, slips a little bit at the line. He does a little OS commentary on this baby, and it sets right in the pocket. He gets a great break, and you'll see a wry smile on his face. He likes it. Leads by 10 pins as he prepares to go for 4 strikes in a row, 5th frame.
And perform the task at hand. Can you give us an example of one of the practices? There's something called the anchoring breath. It is using.
Come on, baby.
Oh, hey, we're going
Shaky 8-pin.
Once again, Bell doesn't get enough finish on this left-hand lane. Here's the ball. It's rotating well, but as it hits the 1, 3, and 5 pins, you see it deflect away from the 8-pin. Didn't quite get enough power on it. Easy spare for Ron Bell. He'll maintain a 9-pin lead.
Also shared with his other favorite mindfulness practice, mental loading. And Lee says these practices aren't just helping him in the workplace, but also
Spare.
The strike, he can lead by 1.
All right, don't be surprised if you see drones flying over South Jersey over the next several days. The FAA will be using
The championship pair, as we said before, the right-hand lane is a little bit tighter. That's the kind of lane McCordic likes. He should hit this lane. It's a matter of hitting the left-hand lane.
Earlier, we asked Pete McCordic how his life has changed since the 300 game.
Well, it's done a couple of things. It's given me a little bit of financial security. I can pay all my bills. It makes bowling on tour a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about so much about cashing every week or making the top 24. And it's relieved a lot of the pressure on even Friday nights making the top 5. Last night I felt very relaxed. So hopefully it'll also help me bowl a little bit better on TV today, too.
He has an 11-pin lead, watched by Susie and you as a result of a 4-bagger here in our second match.
Susie, who works as a travel agent in the Houston area, applies to a lot of the tournaments that Peter is involved in. Now let's see how Bell responds as we've seen the scoring jump as we expected in the early going. Bell right now going at a 2:19 pace, McCordic 2:29. Let's see what happens.
That better hook.
That came up playing.
So Ron Bell with the 2-5 on the right lane. 6th frame. Won the first match, if you just joined us, over David Houston, 214 to 205.
Bell very diligent about and persistent about his pre-shot preparation. Does the exact same thing every time. Looks down at the ball, just make sure it's on his hand. 2-5 spare.
Spare the 6.
In this game, remember, we need a rookie left-hander. Parker Bone the third, and then a left-hander, the tournament leader, John Gant. There were a total of 28 left-handers that started in the field of 160. 10 made the final 24. This, of course, is Ron Bell's wife, Claudia. Very tense, Claudia. Flamingo Stakes. Ah, yes, the 3-year-olds begin the long journey. And it was a long journey to Beijing, China for the World Cup.
Hold it.
Okay.
That's shots.
139 to the 6th with a strike up in the 7th. A very close match, our second one. First,
You probably know they're going to
pitch
chip
up there
that
running behind our time schedule. Slow bowling. Pete McCordic in the 7th frame left the 7th pin, covered it for a spare. Leading now by 12 and shooting in the 8th frame. And his dream came true just a little earlier this afternoon in Peoria, Illinois, when Ed Langto, merchandising manager of True Value Hardware Stores, presented the $100,000, the honest-to-goodness bonus check for his perfect game recorded 4 weeks ago in Torrance. First 300 on national television since 1974. This was a happy man, but Ed Langto was just as happy to present him for a wonderful effort.
Ron Bell, 8th frame, can cut the lead down to 2 pins with a strike. Oh, Ron Bell is sure hard to read. He keeps going, I don't like it, strike. I don't like this, strike. Well, this was another and all 10 pins disappeared as he's cut the lead of Pete McCordic down to just 2 pins through 8 frames. And for the first time since the 2nd frame, Ron Bell can take the lead in the match.
He'll probably utter this time, come on, baby.
They'll have to re-nickname these championship lanes. Ah on the right and baby on the left. Here's Bell for a chance at the lead.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's extreme, right?
Ron Bell. Round man from Akron, Ohio.
Once again, Bell, a great match game player that he is, puts the pressure on his opponent. Remember how he came from behind in the match against David Houston to barely sneak by with a 214 victory to 205. Now McCordic must answer the challenge of Bell's and put some pressure on him with another strike.
These are pressure professionals. All members of the vast
Double
PBA.
3,000 members of the PBA, approximately 100 touring pros, Chris, as you said, and these players are in top shape. Bell, loose, well-practiced, is a possible 257. McCordic, a possible 259. And obviously that perfect game and $100,000 has improved this man's cashing ratio on the Professional Bowlers Tour.
First up is Wegmans. This comes in at $9.99 for a rosemary chicken.
Leaving the 2 pin on the left lane. 1 pin.
Well, Chris, as he slides by there, he leaves, as you said, the 2 pin there. And what is so important is he knocks out the 4 and 5 pins to stay at 1 pin ahead in the count. If the 4 and 5 stand up, he trails in the count. So it's a very possible extra frame match again.
And Pete now looking at the overhead score monitors. Let's get a little tense. And watching, well, not really Ron Bell, but the 2 wives side by side, Claudia and Susie.
If Pete McCordic can get 9 or a strike, he'll force Bell to throw at least 1 strike. If he gets less than 9, we have a possible tie.
Well, a big 238 for Pete McCordic, who shot the 300 4 weeks ago. Got 8 strikes en route.
It's so important to throw that last strike. 238. He has forced Ron Bell to strike to win the match. He needs a strike on this ball. He was so good in this match game situation in his first match against David Houston. He threw 2 strikes to win. Now he needs 1.
So the water test is a big one. How dry is it? When does he need to take like a sip of water? You know, and so that's kind of how he figures it out. So Noah is Yelp famous for his poetic journal style.
The 4.
The 7 goes.
Not 1 to
The 4
go.
stands.
McCordic wins it, Chris.
And Pete McCordic survived.
That was a very close
238 was
match.
the final score on
Hope you like and
Bell, but
subscribe.
first